we should be live. So let's pretend we haven't just been talking. What's up, Matt? How you doing?
I am full of energy. I'm full of life. Don't know what the word tired means.
Oh,
I have more time on my hands than I know what to do with.
hmm.
And I'm super glad schools have shifted their times to earlier in the day, so you can get up earlier. That way, you have more of your day to do things.
That is so interesting you say all that because I feel like we just had the exact opposite conversation before
Yeah,
we went to have the camera go.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
it's it's Oppositeville. That's what we do.
Yeah, so I wanted to do just a live stream since we're under a month to Beertuberpalooza, and we'll talk about non-Beertuberpalooza things too, obviously. But
Yeah.
I was just super stoked because, yeah, I started back to work this week, and that's what Matt was alluding to. We're starting an hour earlier, so but I have tomorrow off, so I'm like Thursday would be the best for me because I don't have to wake up at 5:45. Um, so I was really excited that we were able to do this and just I mean plus we just haven't I haven't done a lot. I've been so bad about it. I haven't done a lot of live streams and stuff lately.
Yeah, I don't remember the last time me and you were on the same live stream, to be perfectly honest with you. I've no, I've jumped. I haven't done really much as far as live streams, minus I don't count unboxings because I do those
Yeah.
live.
Yeah.
But outside of that, I've joined a couple like random live streams that people have had. That was like non-scheduled, just pop in, say hello, hang out for a little bit. Yeah, outside of that, man, it's just been a lot of just life stuff, doing stuff, work stuff, shed stuff, kid stuff, all that stuff. So time is a very a rare commodity.
Yeah. The shed's looking good though. Every time I see an update about it,
It's I don't want. Well, I want to talk about it, but I don't want to talk about it. It looks good, man, but I'm like stuck in the mudding slash spackling drywall stage. Just because it's the ceiling and the ceiling in the shed isn't like straight across. It's like arch, or it's like angle. There's like 8 angles,
okay.
so I have to fill creases horizontally through the whole shed with like spackling mud on the ceiling. Usually you don't do that. You do it in the corner. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So it's a little bit of a chore. Plus I with me changing my job and I used to work from home 2 days a week. And so when I worked from home, I would start my day quite early, and then I would and I'd quit my job. I'd work my 8 hours, give or take, and I usually get off around 3. So then I'd start working on my shed at 3 in the afternoon. Well, now I don't get home till like 5:36, and I want to hang out with the kid for a bit and do all that. Sort of by the time it gets later, I just don't want to do anything. The third thing about the shed, which is quite annoying, is that like the way it's set up is that there's like French doors, okay, and those
Mhm.
French doors open up out that way. If you were to close those French doors in that line in the middle of both doors, if you were to go to the bottom of that, underneath my shed is a yellow jacket's nest I can't get rid of. So I can't, if I step into my shed, yellow jackets freak out because I vibrate the bottom of the shed. So that was like, I haven't worked on it in a week and in almost 2 weeks because I can't go in it.
I actually just got it was 10 days ago. Got stung by something real bad, and I mean it was out here. It's finally looking pretty normal here, but I mean it was almost like half a baseball. Like you cut a baseball and glued it to my
Yeah.
arm. It was so puffy, hurt so bad. Um, yeah, going back to the drywall and mudding, I don't know if I ever talked about this. I used to paint houses for a living, and that was always the worst to me. I'm like, can someone else do this part? And then I'll just come in and paint. Like I don't know,
Yeah.
to get it smooth and just I don't know. That was always something I wanted to. And people would hire like contractors would hire us out because they didn't want to paint. But we get there, be like, wait, you didn't do this part either. Like, can we hire out to someone else to do that part? Because yeah, I hate that part.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of part, I did a ton. I mean, it's been a long time, but my dad, he was like a house flipper before like house flipping was a thing. So like I was doing drywall in my early teens, right in the mid 80s, and late 80s. So I did it a lot with my father. And the walls on this were fine. Like they're not going to be perfect, but I'm not worried about them being perfect because it's going to be my studio. It's going to be dark. There's going to be shit all over the walls. I'm not going to freak out. But that ceiling, man, just extra special. And I just, so much less time and stuff, but I'll get there eventually. I have to. My kid needs a bedroom soon, you know. So, but yeah, it's not too shabby. But once I get rid of that hornet's nest, the weird part about the hornet's nest though is that I don't know what kind of hornets they are. Like I say, yellow jacket is a default, but I've never seen these before. I've actually never seen them before. They look like yellow jackets, but they're actually almost half the size.
Okay.
And they're kind of not as aggressive. But here's the thing, like there's a bunch of different ways you can get rid of hornets nests. And typically one of the tried and true, easiest, best ways to get rid of hornets is stuff called Delta dust, which is like, it's just basically, it looks like talcum powder or diatomaceous earth, which also kills bugs. But this has like a specific kind of chemical in it. It's just actually the same chemical that like, the flea and tick collars, those old school white ones that go around dogs and stuff like that. It's the same chemical as that. So like you could literally, I mean, you're not supposed to, but you could like eat it and a dog could eat it and you might get like a tummy ache and feel bad, but you're not going to get sick or die. It's actually quite gentle. So but it like wasps, it's like dead. They're just dead. It kills them because what they do is it's a super fine powder. And when they touch it, it gets on their feet and legs. And when they groom themselves, they ingest it. So it doesn't kill them on contact. They have to eat it. They're impervious to it. Like it's weird. Like every hornet it's like you literally put a couple puffs just on the outside of the hole, like where you can barely even see it. And I give it 48 hours, they're gone. I did puffs, little puffs, medium puffs, and now last night I like stuck this puffer nozzle in the nest, or like it shot it into the hole. No, they're just like, yeah, whatever, we're good. So I don't know what to do. I'm gonna get like an M80, but I have in two spots. I actually have one by the entrance of my barn, right where we hung out, where Pre-Beertuberpalooza was here last year, and then one under my shed. And the one under my shed's even worse because hypothetically, the ones in my barn, I know exactly where they are. I could shove an M80 in there and light it and run it, and I should be good. Like my shed, I actually can't even see them because they go underneath the sill of where you step on. So I'd have to like get under there like this and try to see it. You know, they'll just jump all over my face. Speaking of stinging face hornets, what's going on, Keith?
Not much.
Keith.
How's it going?
All right. Do some comments while Keith's getting all set up. Cheers to you as well. Got some good beards in the comment section and on screen. I like that. What's up, guys? Happy all be. Yeah, me too. Me too.
Yeah, I'm pumped.
How's the school year going there? BC Beer Review. Cheers, guys. Cheers to you as well.
Kenny's the best. Do you know Kenny? Does he comment on your videos?
No, I don't think I know him.
Yeah, Kenny's from Buffalo.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Like he works at a place called Premier Gourmet, which is out in Buffalo. It has really good beer and stuff like that. Joe will tell you all about it. But when I went up for the Shelton Brothers Fest, I bumped into him for the first time. I bumped into him, and the first thing I did within 3 minutes of meeting him is do a live video of me shotgunning a pastry IPA from like the other half or something.
Nice.
Yeah.
I know Buffalo pretty well. I actually went to college there, so I know exactly the story. Well, actually, I did more than one location. What's going on, Joe, from the Beer Patrol? Wish I could be hanging out with you guys right now. Well, you are. You know, what's up?
You're here in spirit.
I just talked to Kenny the other day. Oh, grab some beers from Premier. There you go. Very cool.
He's a super good dude. Actually, one of my favorite pictures from the Shelton Brothers Fest is like me, like my arm around him, because that was the night before Shelton Brothers Fest, and then the next day, obviously he went and we bumped into each other, and then I would like have my arm around him, kissing his head, and because I was drunk as fuck, it was awesome.
I know the pictures, so I must have seen them before then.
Yeah.
School year's crazy as most schoolers are a strange breed. Thank God for beer music. Yeah. There's a reason I did 1 year middle school and then bounced. I get that. We had the Shelton Brothers one, and then you did a live stream up there too, didn't you? Or I mean a
podcast. Podcast. It was like pretty. It was actually it was kind of really it was a beautiful time, man. I had a great time hanging, brother. Come to Beertuberpalooza. It's not that far away. Albany, New York this year. What was I gonna say? Yeah, it was like Shelton Brothers Fest. Like we did the whole podcast. It was a really fun podcast because we had, Ron Extract from Garden Path, and the one dude from Sebastian from what was it? Was it again, Keith? Brax. No, they make a Brax.
Freigeist.
Freigeist. Yeah, and then one gentleman, I forget his name. He was the rep for a Spanish brewery that I'll remember in 5 minutes, and then the Shelton Brothers.
Napier or Napier.
Yeah, Beer Napier.
Napier.
And like after the podcast is over, like I started talking to Dan and Joel, and they were like, I'm like, so how's things going? He's like, not good. He's like, this is not good. He's like, I don't know how we're gonna stay afloat. And then a couple months later, they're like, yeah, freaking bankruptcy. I was like, oh, I kind of got a scoop on that one. I should have said something, but anyway, yeah, great time.
I have a question for Kenny, just because he commented about it. There's a bar in Albany also doing it. They haven't posted like tickets and stuff like that yet. Where in Buffalo are they holding? I'm just curious.
It's gotta be. It's gotta be at one of Blue Monk Mike's places. So it's like there used to be. I don't think Blue Monk's there anymore, but so Thin Man Brewing is owned by a guy named Mike, and he's just been a huge influence in beer scene in general, let alone the upstate New York beer scene, and he owns a bunch of. There's a Moorpat, which is one of his places out there. It's a beer bar that's really good. It used to be the Blue Monk spot, which I don't know, more room. Okay. Yeah, Mike Schatzel's his name. He owns Thin Man Brewing.
Oh, really? I didn't realize it was all connected there. Okay.
Yeah, he owns like everything in Buffalo, but in a good way. Like he's done like for example, okay, so one of the most famous beer bars in the world is called Ebenezer's, and it's in Maine. It's like the greatest beer selection. If you ever want to go to like the greatest beer bar, it's up in Maine. It's middle of nowhere. They have every vintage of every Belgian beer you could possibly imagine. Nice. Struce made a beer for him called Black Albert. I've reviewed it. I don't know if you guys have had it, but it's one of my favorite beers of all time. They actually made a beer for Mike in his Blue Monk Cafe. So a brewery in Belgium made a beer for some dude who owned a bar in Buffalo. That's kind of yeah.
I only got to go there once. It was awesome. Just remember going to the VIP session on Saturday after going to the Friday night session with you guys. Never again. Yeah, I could see that. Beer festing and the festivities. Just saw Treehouse Review. What's going on with that place? Too many hats. Okay, interesting. So the reason I'm drinking this one is because that's not going to show up. This is just Julius. It's because I literally just reviewed King Julius, which I did like. I've never had it before, so I can't say if it's diminished or not. But I actually am enjoying this one more. And this one was not brewed at Monson, so there you go. Whatever that means.
I don't know.
I've never had anything from Monson, but I like everything from Monson.
Is that how you pronounce it, Monson? Monson. It's Monson.
Yeah.
Monson? It's not the Munsters. I don't know. Whatever.
If you look at their website, they have like 3 dozen different beers available, like at any given time. It's crazy.
It was overwhelming. Even if I was to get like one of each thing they had, I didn't have the budget for it. I mean, it was, and that was like out in Cape Cod. It wasn't like one of the facilities. Oh yeah. I was going to talk about that.
Never mind. Yeah, if you want to talk about it, I just wanted to comment to them too. Actually, no. Why am I going to comment? Just tell them right now. No, Joe, that would be awesome. I would like to have that. I really did enjoy that beer. It's a Belgian dark, but so I might default to maybe if you want to bring it and have the other guys drink it and see what they think of it, because I've reviewed it before and I've had it before. But that would be a fun one to do. Or me and you could just drink it and just do like a off the side review where we just rip on everybody while we're drinking a beer.
A little birdie asked me if I had a certain beer because Joe wants this beer, and I was able to find this beer. So I don't know if Joe knows exactly what I'm talking about or not, but there's a beer that Joe put out there that he wants to have. The person got at me, and I was able to get it. What's going on, Sam?
Hey, what's going on?
Lads, I like that. So, Keith, how you doing, man?
I'm doing.
What are you drinking, Keith? That looks like a Imperial Stout with marshmallows.
It is a
Schwarz beer.
It is a Black Kolsch from
somewhere in Nashville. Bamari, right?
Bamari. I think it's pronounced Bamari.
Yeah, I've had beers from them. Somebody down that way, I think, or somebody that goes through Asheville a lot. But I don't think they're from Asheville, though, right? Are they?
Yeah.
So they are.
They a couple. This is the second beer I reviewed here from the beer that I brought back. And they do. It seems like they do a lot of contract brewing because I think this was brewed at a different brewery than the other beer I drank out of. So I don't know. And it says lager on all of the cans. I don't know why.
I know about your trip pretty good, but I want to hear more about it. I just want to comment to Joe first, though. Well, all I know, Joe, is I put some feelers out, and someone said that you said this. It might not have been a declaration. It might have been very subtle. I don't know. Yes, I think we all agree about that.
Yeah, Schwarz beer. I said it was like super cold when I reviewed it because I just reviewed it before here, and like the fridge is packed out there. But it was giving me more like dark mild vibes. But Schwarz, now that it's warmed up, it's a little more Schwarzberry.
So, talk about your trip a little bit and a highlight of it, something, man. Give us something. Don't
go on a weekend vacation that you're going to drive to that is 10 and a half hours away. That's everything that I got. It feels like it didn't happen. It was like
you're just too fast.
Yeah.
Too much driving, yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Well, when you were talking about going somewhere, I didn't realize it was there and that far and everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think at first you just said something like Katie agreed to go on a beer trip or something. It was something like that, which was a little bit more vague. So I'm like, oh, that's cool. He must have, driven an hour away or something. And then it's like, oh, wait, you guys went to Asheville? Okay.
Yeah. Because Zillicoa was having a session beer fest. And I was like, I can't say no to that. And when the tickets went up for sale, I was like, I asked Katie if we could go to it. She's like, do we have the money? Do you think it's a good idea? And she was like, whatever. And then I bought the tickets. I was like, I just bought the tickets.
Nice.
But yeah, the first beer fest that I wasn't trashed afterwards. It was.
If there was going to be a beer fest, you wouldn't be trashed after. I guess it'd be a session fest. Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. But
what was your favorite spot down there?
Probably Zebulon was the first. Like we literally stopped there on the way in because they're only open Fridays and Saturdays, and we had to drive past it to go to the place where we were staying. And that was probably my favorite because they had cask beer.
What was the least favorite?
Least favorite? Probably either Burial or White Labs was fun because they had like a few different beers, but they had it brewed with different or fermented with different yeast, so it was kind of cool to like have that. But that was like, but they didn't have the beer that I wanted. It had just kicked before we got there, so probably White Labs or Burial.
I thought you were gonna say Dissolver because they had a punk night instead of emo night.
Oh yeah,
but they called it emo night.
They were literally playing Blink 182.
Well, if it's off of that self-titled album, fair enough.
No, it was.
Um,
I forget. They played a couple Blink-182 songs. It was the sadder songs, but
That's what I'm saying.
it
Like,
wasn't.
what is it? I can't even think. Everyone makes fun of how Tom sings the one part of the song. I can't even think of the song.
Oh yeah, it was that song. That was one of the songs. Yeah.
Yeah. I could see
Oh.
they're probably not playing like Sunny Day Real Estate emo. They're playing that.
They were. Yeah. So the thing that got me was it started at 6. We got there around 8. And I don't know if they played all like the old like actual emo before we got there, but they were literally giving away tickets for the Sunny Day Real Estate show that they're playing in Asheville. Whoa. At the thing. And they didn't play when we were there. We were there for like 3 hours. They didn't play any Sunny Day Real Estate. They didn't play any Husker Du. They didn't play any Jawbreaker. They didn't play any Cursive. They didn't play any. I can't think of any other bands off the top of my head right now.
Oh, geez. How about like I don't know, kind of like ska has, the different waves. Like, how about emo, like second wave, like Dashboard, like that kind of stuff? Or
no, it was mostly just like the My Chemical Romance.
Okay.
That kind of. I think it was Say Anything, maybe. I don't know. I think there was some Say Anything songs.
I like all of that, so to me it's all win. But
it was mostly the it was a lot of like sad pop punk. That's what it was. It was a lot of that. But I did get this at Burial, so I can't say that it's the worst. This is it's 15%.
So far, so good.
It's a double dry hopped Imperial Cream Ale with vanilla bean, mango, lime, and orange zest. And it is.
Who hasn't had that a million times?
It is. It's pretty good. Yeah. So
I will be the first to admit that I think Imperial Cream Ale suck balls. I haven't had a good one. Me, I'll ride and die on cream ales all day. I think they're fantastic. I'll probably drink one after this one. But something about Imperial Cream Ales. Everyone I've had has been like, no.
It doesn't taste like a cream ale, obviously, but it does have a little bit of like the vanilla. There's something about it that makes me think of yogurt. Like there's no lactose in it, but there's I think it's the vanilla that makes me think it has like a nostalgia eating yogurt as a kid thing. But
before we get too far away from it,
kind of looks like
what was the place that you were like, okay, I'm gonna go, like the most surprising place? Like, what's the place you went to that you had I'll just go, and then you're like, wow, that's really fucking good. Was there a place like that, or?
I think either New Belgium was just fun. It was like more fun than I thought it was. I was just like, oh, I've been to the one in Colorado, so I'll go to the one here, whatever. Or High Wire. High Wire was surprisingly good. Like
we get a bunch of High Wire here, and I've never had anything crazy that I was like, wow.
Yeah,
because High Wire is the one that has like the weird old school bottles with the really thin wax on them, right? That's High Wire.
I don't know. I don't. I think they have a few different locations too. But I looked at their menu. I saw that they had because I had a barrel-aged Pilsner at Bramari. And then I looked at High Wire because they're really close to New Belgium. And they also had a barrel-aged lager. And I was like, all right, we're going to this place if we're going to New Belgium. And then they had a pickle beer. They had there was something else they had that was super cool. I don't know. I think I might have brought some back with me. It's kind of insane because like I didn't buy that much beer. Like I didn't buy more than a 4-pack of anything, except for the pickle beer because Katie really liked it. I bought 2 4-packs of that, but I only bought like 1 4-pack or 6-pack of everything, and I still bought a shitload of beer. It's crazy. Because I didn't buy it all like in one day, so I was like, oh, this isn't that much. Until the last day when I put it all together, trying to get it in the car to come back, I was like, holy shit. I was like, I don't know where all this is going. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Brian from Pariah dropping in.
Yeah. It makes me think too, to his comment, is it Deschutes that sometimes it's like a stout and it'll say stout and then like on the bottle and then a different spot will say malted beverage? Or is it Anderson Valley?
Yeah, probably Anderson Valley because you've reviewed that recently, and that just makes me think maybe that. But like, that's true. But there's also like people just put. I mean, the brewery just puts shit on their label that doesn't make sense. But yeah. No, on a side note with the Pariah, I'm super bummed, man. Because he sent me beers the other day, and one of them is a Friday the 13th themed beer. So I was like, I thought I'd like ball out, and like I contacted like 2 places. There's a Friday the 13th museum because this is where Friday the 13th was filmed, where I live. I contacted a museum and I contacted Camp Crystal Lake. It's called different, but and be like, hey, can you suggest like steer me in the direction of a place where I go there and like film it? So like people would be like, oh, he's doing an outside review, but like Friday the 13th, people would be like, holy fuck. He's there. You know what I mean? I want to do it. Zilch, nothing. They never fucking got back to me. You know what I mean? I'm like, come on, motherfuckers. So I'm gonna have to go like just kind of like ghetto it and go find my own spot and do whatever. So yeah, I want to go like just basically be like everybody watching and be like, oh, he's just at a random place. But if someone who loves Friday the 13th, that's the fucking lake. Yeah. You know what I mean?
That would be sick. That would be.
You could do it. You could do it at the diner.
Yeah, the Blairstown Diner. I could do it there, but that doesn't look right unless it's like dark as fucking smoky from the outside. You know what I mean? Like during the day, it'd be like he's. I guess Friday the 13th nerds would, but yeah, we'll see. I'll figure something out.
And the outside doesn't look the same anymore, but
no, I mean I could do it. I could do it right in the street at the fucking cemetery and just sit there in a corner with the cemetery in the background. You know what I mean? Like I could figure it out.
Yeah, the artwork. I agree, Joe. Is very cool. Going back here, I just want to make sure I don't. Oh, yeah. Yeah. As I have that album, and I was super disappointed when I saw them live, and I'm like, oh, they don't sound at all like they do on that album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone there was like no older than me and younger.
Okay.
How old are you?
Because 35. Because there were a few.
No one was older than you.
There were a few people who looked like around my age, but they're like getting crazy for like My Chemical Romance, and like my Chemical Romance, like I was just like into other things like when I was in high school. So like when they were big back then, I wasn't into them, but I knew people like kinda in. Most of the people I knew were a little younger than me, so I was mostly saying I was the oldest person in the building. As a joke, but
well, I'm older than you, and I would have been wilding out for some My Chemical Romance. Matt, is this towards you then? Did you talk?
Yeah, this is Cameron. He just sent me a beer mail, and this is he sent me a beer mail, all mystery beers, mind you. So it's very, very cool. And the best thing about Cameron sending me a beer mail is that he started off his email to me. He's like, oh, my dad turned me on to your beer reviews. So not only are people watching my beer reviews, they're passing it down to the next generation of children. Like he's like, yeah, my dad turned you. I was like, yeah. I'm that old. So yeah. No, he's cool. He was asking about it's like anyway, I'm not gonna spoil anything. It's their mystery beers.
I have a similar thing. So my daughter's dating a guy, and she's like, oh, his brother watches your beer reviews. I'm like, wait, so he's 22 like you, and then okay, how old's his brother? I'm like, okay, that's pretty cool. But then I'm like, how did you guys get in the conversation of that? Like, it just seems so odd. Would love,
especially because you're so like close to the vest with who you are. You know what I mean? Like yeah. Exactly. They're gonna be like, "Hey, that bald guy who likes beer from upstate New York," could be like, "Oh yeah, I know that guy."
Yeah. He's my pops. Would love to try Genesee Cream Ale. Jenny Cream Ale.
That'll happen, Craig. We'll make that happen. And when I send you a beer mail eventually, every beer mail I've sent overseas has included a Jenny Cream Ale. So
you could do it. Get them. Little callback to last year's Beertuberpalooza, where we stayed at a place where we all thought we were gonna die. Yeah.
We so my work, we don't have a. I work at a printing place now. We don't have a large format printer right now. It actually broke right before I started there, and we have it. It's ready to be delivered. We just got to get like all the stuff hooked up for it because it's a huge machine. And the new one we're getting can actually print like on fabric, so I don't have to do like screen printing for shirts. If I can get it going, there's definitely going to be like a Beertuberpalooza shirt, like something to do with Irish goodbyes, and then something says hashtag, do you think it's going to storm? Or something like that is going to be on there. So
awesome.
yeah, hopefully I get it in time.
I love it. What's up, Bumpy? I did email you back, FYI. What's going on? Cheers to you as well.
I did, and Kyle emailed you back per Beertuberpalooza hashtag attention. Yeah, Jesse. So there you go.
Hashtag.
And that's in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 3 weeks.
3.5 weeks.
3 weeks from tomorrow.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Friday, where a bunch of us are getting together already. That's what I'm saying. Like that's why I wanted to do this. Like it's coming up pretty quick. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited, man.
Oh, I cannot wait. I need this.
Yeah, I'm excited to hang. I'm excited to Irish goodbye. I'm excited just not to host it. I'm excited in like a lot of parts of it. I'm gonna come up with like 8 beers and be like, this is my contribution. I'm not doing nothing. I'm gonna go hang out down the street at this bar. You guys have fun.
Yep. Joe is gonna show up with like 4 cases of milkshake IPAs.
That's what it sounds like. Yeah.
Is Steven coming?
Maybe.
I don't know. Is Steven coming?
Steven's coming. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. I haven't talked to him about it or anything.
Yeah.
He was supposed to order beer to my house. He never did. I wonder what happened.
I know. I'm not oblivious to the date of Beertuberpalooza. I know it's the 23rd, 24th. I know it's that weekend.
Plays in this year. Doesn't go. Yeah.
Yeah. I just knew it wasn't like, because I know like whenever Katie and I do something, we usually have something like immediately after. And after this trip, we were like, oh, it's good. We don't have to do anything for a while. And I was like, yeah, Beertuberpalooza's in like 3 weeks.
Can we get a keg of High Life? Next.
I wouldn't mind a keg of High Life, but honestly, if we're gonna get a keg of something, get like a 2.5% keg of something. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what High Life is ABV. It's got to be like 3.8 or 4.2. But yeah. Well, we can get rippers. We can just go down to that place that's like a half block away that has Suarez.
Yeah,
at cost. Like they're like not marked up. Like really, from what Suarez charges. Like Suarez charges what, $4 a can or like $4.50 or $5 a can. Like
that place is Delaware Supplied is a really cool place. Well, as I'm saying, I think both Joes are gonna bring a bunch of fruited sours and milkshake IPAs. I think that's probably gonna be the only thing we end up drinking because there's gonna be so many of them.
We need another Joe in the mix.
I think we have one too many Joes already, and you probably know which Joe.
Well, we have way too many Mikes, of course.
Well, yeah. But I like all the Mikes, so that's all right. I'm good with that. Who likes pumpkin ales?
Have you met any of the Mikes?
I love pumpkin ales.
I do like pumpkin ales.
I like some of them, yeah.
Yeah. And I haven't been last few years. I haven't been drinking a lot of them for no really good, not like for a good reason, but like.
I like good beers that happen to be pumpkin ales. That's my answer. That's my, as opposed to do I like pumpkin ales? It's kind of like saying like, do I like pizza? Well, not real. I love pizza, but I like good pizza, like not shit pizza, like Old Forge pizza. Like I like good pizza. So it's like one of those things. And honestly, pumpkin ales are delicious. Man, listen, Pumpkin don't give shit to a beer other than mouthfeel. And it makes it silky smooth, like fucking what's his name? Zohan's hair, man.
I will say that one of the beers I brought back was a pumpkin beer. And it's a pumpkin beer that I can probably go out and buy at the store because Katie wanted the New Belgium. It was like I don't know what it was. It was just the New Belgium pumpkin beer.
I don't know if I've had that one. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know what it's called or anything.
That's actually one of the beers I have to bring up there for Joseph from the Beer Patrol. He needs a pumpkin beer. I have to get him from W.E. Yerbacher.
I told her, I think we got it because I know New Belgium doesn't always distribute everything. And I didn't know if it was because it was at the brewery. It was like a fancy, different pumpkin thing. So it's like,
I like that Joe doesn't put out there that he wants beers, yet Matt knows a beer to bring him. I know.
I got two.
He's
got two.
Mr. I don't put it out there what beers I want has 3 beers coming his way.
No. And to be fair, before Joe posts it, he actually did say in the thing, besides the pumpkin beers for the thing, if I scroll back up, I think that's what he said, didn't he? He's like, yeah, I don't want anything except for the pumpkin beers for my week of pumpkin beers.
I think he did say that. Yeah, here's him saying the Weyerbacher.
Gourds. They're all gourds.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. They're gourd beers. They're not pumpkin beers. They're gourd beers.
Yeah, I mean, Joe is just bring me all the pumpkin beers. Yeah. What I'm bringing Joe is not a pumpkin beer, just to give you a hint. Yeah, I'm trying the every once in a while the Dogfish had one I kind of crave. I think because it's more like brown ale.
What is that? That
pumpkin?
Pumpkin.
Yeah,
pumpkin or whatever.
Go back to my comment, Kyle. Specify pumpkin beers, good sir. Yeah, Matt is right. Kyle's reading comprehension is lacking for a teacher. I don't teach English, Joe.
I teach American.
Yeah, I teach America, period. I gotta look through all these freaking comments to find that.
After you're done placating Joe, what's the agenda for the weekend? Like, are we all gonna try to do hang? Like, what's going on? Like, I got Thursday. I'm gonna go up. I don't know what I'm doing Thursday because I don't think any. Are you still going up Thursday, Keith?
I don't know yet because the job that I'm currently on is supposed to be done next Friday. It is not going to be done next Friday. And then the following week, there's another part of the job that is an addition to it that I also have to do. And then after all of that is done, that's when I find out when the next job starts. So I don't know yet.
Okay. I know we were supposed to go up together and I didn't even mention it, but then it dawned on me probably about a month ago. I'm like, yeah, I kind of have to. I have to go up by myself because in case something happens with my kid or whatever, I need to just get the fuck out. So, yeah, I'll be going up Thursday. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to go all the way to Albany on Thursday. I'll see what's what. My buddy lives in Kingston, which is like not super far. Yeah, so I might chill there for the night or whatever because I have to do. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say if you're going to Plan B, Suarez is open Thursdays and Fridays now for pours.
Well, no, I'm doing the interview with Evan from Plan B on Thursday.
Oh, what time though?
Early, but I don't know. You know how podcasts go. He might be like, let's get fucking shitty. I don't.
Oh yes.
The podcast I'm doing mad early. We're doing it like 10 a.m.
You're leaving here at like 8 a.m. 7:30 on Thursday.
Yeah, I'm an adult with a kid. That's like fucking noon for most people.
I've been waking up at like before 5 a.m. every day.
That's what I'm saying. Like I was just like, yeah, I prefer to do it early. That way I could do shit after. Oh, okay. But no, my plan was actually to go up and hit Suarez. But that's still my kind of plan. I'm not even going to book a place on Thursday. I'm just going to see how I feel and go with the flow and see what's what. But as far as like Friday and Saturday goes, I mean, obviously Saturday Beertuberpalooza, like Kyle, you're like the resident person in the area. Do you have like any kind of like loose kind of like let's do certain shit, or is it just like, hey, do whatever?
Yeah. So my plan is to take Friday off so that I'm home or I'm in Albany the whole time. Bumpy, I just sent you an invite if you want to jump on. Um, uh, so as it got closer, I was going to try to figure out like when people are trying to get here. So like so let's say Friday, Matt, it's like noon. You're like, hey, I'm in town. I'll be around. So like if anyone's around for lunch, I'd say like, yeah, I'll meet you out. We'll go somewhere, you know, we're in the mood for, and then I'll try to come up with, whatever. And then if you want we can get into the Airbnb at 3.
That's what I was going to ask. What was like
yeah. So let's say it's like 2:00. Then there's like some breweries or some really nice, beer bars down that way. We could go, kill an hour or two there, then head over to the Airbnb, or stay, if it's just, and then if the next group of people aren't coming until 6, we could continue doing whatever. But yeah, it's for me. Friday depends on when people are showing up. And then if we get to a point where it's especially after 3:00 where it's like, yeah, just come to the Airbnb. We can certainly always Uber somewhere. But like, as we talked about last year, when people drove down, there was a plan to go out and do things. And then it's like, well, after all that driving, no, let's just stay in and drink stuff that we brought. So, I would imagine at a certain point Friday, probably I would say after 5, people probably would just want to be at the Airbnb, order food.
We're going to be in a much more populated area, so we could do whatever we want. It's not like we're like, oh, let's go out. It's going to be 20 minutes to this place.
There is so much to do right there, let alone taking an Uber across the Hudson River to Troy, which also has amazing things to do. So, and then I put out there on Saturday some places for brunch. I figure like people trying to shower or whatever in the morning, kind of get ready for maybe starting around noon for the day drinking bottle share portion of it. So I did try to put like some of that stuff out, but like, again, talking about crossing over the Hudson River to Troy, they have a nice farmer's market that has very traditional farmer's market stuff like fruits and vegetables, honey, whatever. But they do have like a lot of restaurants that do like empanadas, hot dog, gyros, whatever, and restaurants over there. So if it's a nice day, that might be kind of fun. Go over there. There's Brown's Brewing Companies over there. There's some beer bars over there. Some really cool stuff. And then, I would think like usual, noonish until we're done. Just be at the Airbnb doing the bottle share, film some stuff, hang out, all that. And then Sunday too, like depending on when people want to leave, if they want to grab food together one more time before people leave or whatever. But yeah, I think Friday's the most like loosey goosey, and we'll try to solidify that when people are trying to show up to Albany.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Like Sunday, I get the Fiden's interviews, so whoever wants to go.
Yeah. Is that in the morning?
There. Yeah, it's early. I think was it 11? I think it might be 11 a.m. at the brewery, which is probably like 15, 20 minutes northwest of Albany or whatever.
So from the Airbnb, I would guess 15 minutes. I mean, I've never driven that route before, obviously. Yeah. I guess about 15, maybe 20 minutes.
So anybody wants to do that, they're more than welcome. But that should be fun.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
I think our current plan is, because I mentioned going up Thursday to Katie. Katie has to work Thursday. So she works remotely, so maybe we could leave. Like if we were to leave Thursday, we could maybe leave like half day. She can just work from the car. But I think our plan is to leave Friday morning and then be up there late morning-ish.
Yeah, that's my kind of timing. Like I'm pretty sure I'm gonna not make it to Albany on Thursday, and then just get up and take it easy in the morning. Get there probably before Like 10, 11 a.m., something like that.
I think, yeah, I mean, if there's definitely places that open by 11 that I think would be of interest to you and or whoever else. So yeah, I mean, definitely if it's around lunch, we can find plenty of stuff to do. I'm gonna get Jesse in here too. What's up, Jesse?
Hey, not much. Cheers, Kyle.
Cheers, cheers.
What's going
Jesse, do you know
on?
Keith? Or Keith is below me. Keith, Jesse from Bumpy Roads. Yeah.
Keith, nice to see you.
Yeah, nice to meet you. I don't know.
So where do you reside, Keith?
New Jersey.
New Jersey?
Yeah.
Jersey. No
Jersey.
comment. If 93 Lumber isn't even a lumberjack, I'm going to stop sending Matt beer.
Oh.
Well, if beer's on the line, he is a lumberjack.
A lumberjack of the mind. Something. I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Someone silent. Mute him for 5 minutes. 5-minute penalty, Keith.
Wait, are you 93 Lumber
Yeah.
spelled out?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
That's Lumber. Joe from the Beer Patrol. I don't want to speak for Dan and Mike, but I think we're probably leaving late Friday morning and getting there around check-in time. Awesome. Perfect. Yeah, we can obviously rock that. Keith is 100% lumberjack. I mean, Keith, I am about to pay someone to take down some trees. I mean, if you want to do that while you're up here, I will gladly pay you instead.
Sure. I'll
Why would you pay somebody, Kyle? So the best thing you could possibly do is set up a video of you trying to do it yourself, and when you crush your house, you make so much money from the video. Just to get a new house.
This is like
Kind of simple.
So living in Albany, and then working in a rural district, it came up last year. I was talking about gardening, and a couple kids are like, "City slicker like you don't know anything." I'm like, "What do you think my life is?" I'm like, "I've cut down trees before," but anyway.
I'd love the headline in the Albany. I don't know what the Albany paper is. A Gazette, I assume it's called the Albany Gazette. The Albany Gazette be like middle school teacher and beer TikToker. It'll say across his house with tree.
Yeah.
GoFundMe starts now.
Yeah, it would not be like that. No, the biggest, honestly, the only reason we're paying it for someone else to do it is to take it away and then also to grind stumps. That's really, I didn't want to try to mess around with that.
Stumps are the worst.
Exactly. Keith is the only lumberjack where payment is smoked beer. Oh, yeah, you know I don't buy smoked beers.
That is true.
So, Bumpy, you and I, Jesse, you and I haven't been on a live stream together since the beer chug days, the Guess the ABV.
Yeah.
It's been a minute.
It has. It's been quite a while.
Yeah. Because and then he stopped doing them even. But yeah, it's been
he offered it up to those that were remaining, to anybody that wanted to continue doing the show. He would kind of give all of his data and stuff, hand it over, and nobody really wanted to partake in running that show. So
I want as little work as possible when it comes to anything that relates to BeerTube. I mean, like, it was actually Matt who ended up, he's like, "You need a microphone," like, and he sent me one. I'm like, I couldn't be bothered to like get a little plug-in microphone for my phone camera. Like, I'm like, "Oh, if it's down, okay, thanks, Matt, appreciate it, man." Hey, what's up, Billy? How you doing, brother? Hope you're doing well out there on the West Coast. Some people call it the Best Coast. We're talking to some East Coast guys, so we'll leave that. What happened to Chugs? I think I did see something popped up on his channel. Maybe like a rebrand or something. He was doing something different now, maybe.
I think he does a lot of sports talk stuff, and then he plays the online gaming.
I got thinking about that recently. I think I hit like 2,000 reviews, some sort of like milestone where I was like, "Oh yeah." And I had done for my 400th beer review, I tried to put like a bunch of Easter eggs where I would like reference other people who did beer reviews. And it got me thinking how many of those people don't do anything BeerTube related anymore. This was before Chug stuff, but like, and it's funny because Joe mentioned it, because Joe's one of the people who brings up sometimes, and then the Nerd Sense guys, but like, what was it? Glass can bottle beer reviews. He used to be real active. He's not anymore. I think, well, there was a bunch anyway that was like, "Oh, well, they don't do it anymore."
It's a common tale, man. It's twofold because it's like one, it's like, oh, it's YouTube. I'm gonna make money. Yeah, that's not so much. And then it's also, it's a slippery slope sometimes with alcohol. Some people find out they have an issue, and they're just like, oh, they gotta just cold turkey it and shit. So it's there's a lot of people. I mean, Stelzy's not here anymore. Ryan Rashawn's not here anymore. Like, a ton of the old schoolers aren't here. Fucking Beer Goggles is dead. Like, there's like a ton of people that like that OGs that have just either stopped it because they had to or never stopped and it stopped them. So, it's weird, but
there's definitely people who have started who it was clear they thought they could make money doing it.
Yeah.
I can't think of their name. There was these two people, and it was like they would be everywhere, posting on everyone's video. I mean, it was just totally trying to like spam, get their name out there. And I think like literally 2 months later, completely gave up. Like it was like they went so hard.
Was it the guy and girl from Texas?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Them so hard.
Yeah. I watched a couple of their videos. It was they were weird and awkward.
Well,
which is fun.
I mean,
Yeah, I know. It's like
I'm going to tell everybody right now. You want to make money on YouTube? I'll tell you exactly how you do it. You go to TikTok, and then 2, you buy a dash cam and move to Russia. You fucking make $1 billion. That's it. Buy a dash cam, go to Russia. You don't have to work.
The reaction videos were coming up strong, but didn't YouTube do something where they were getting rid of those channels? Like you.
My understanding is because of what they're reacting to, sometimes it flags it as copyright. But I don't know if that actually. I think Joe from the Beer Patrol told me that. Now that I think about it. So Bumpy, what are you drinking, man? It's just speaking of like beer stuff.
Yeah, of course. I come in with Boston Lager.
There it is.
Hell yeah.
Are you not in Boston, right? Proper?
I'm New Hampshire.
Oh, you're actually in New Hampshire. I thought you were a Massachusetts guy. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you close to the border, or am I just way off?
Yeah, I'm about a half an hour to Mass. Okay. So I'm southern New Hampshire.
Okay. Yeah. First, I always had envisioned you as a Mass guy. Maybe because some of the beers.
Him and Mike are probably like next door neighbors or something.
Yeah, because Mike.
Mike. Are you talking about from Nerd Sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, he lives in Nashua now. That's about a 45-minute trip for me.
Oh,
okay. That's not bad. Okay. Spyglass, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, their stuff's good. I'm trying to think. There would not that we have to talk about all these channels that aren't around, but Matt, you reminded me of it when you said Beer Geek Nation. Didn't you reach out to him and he agreed to do a podcast?
Yeah, but it died. Like I poked him a little bit about it, and he's like, and then he's like, yeah, maybe, I don't know. And then I poked him again, nothing. So I don't want to bug the guy.
No, I forget which year it was, but one of the like coming up on the April Fool's Days, I was like, man, I want to post a video like where I'm like, look, like I'm gonna make a fake documentary where I go looking for him or something, and then I was like, I don't know if it's that or not.
How does the animal chin version of fucking beer tube?
Mukbangs, is that where you just eat a lot of food, right? Okay. Those my one daughter, she was like, hey, can you buy me like a pound of scallops a couple years ago? And I'm like, okay.
You're gonna say how much scallops cost?
I'm like, okay. I'm like, as long as you eat them all, I'll buy you a pound of scallops, okay? And then all of a sudden they're gone. And I'm like, oh, I was gonna like make them for dinner some night for everyone. And she's like, oh, well, I saw this thing ASMR. I wanted to like make a video where I was eating the scallops with a microphone, like close to me. I'm like, what? I'm like, I bought a pound of scallops for that. I'm like, I thought you bought them for dinner some night.
A pound of fucking something cheap. Exactly. You know what I mean? Like a pound of scallops ain't cheap, man.
No,
like, do ASMR. Let's start like a pound of fucking. Yeah, like what would be like the ghetto version of scallops that are like soft and squishy? that you could buy for $1, like a pound of. You can give me a bunch of jelly wedges or something, or gummy candies. A pound of gummy candies, a Haribo candy, a fucking worms
of instant mash potatoes.
Yeah, something on the cheap, right? Drinking Barrel Brothers Double IP. Nice. I don't know Barrel Brothers. I don't think by name.
Barrel Brothers. There are they the Barrel Brothers. Barrel Brothers. Nah, I think I was thinking of like some. I think they do like non-alcoholic stuff too, but I think that I'm thinking of a different place.
No. Are you thinking Two Roots?
No, I'm thinking of Barreled Brothers, I believe. Not Barrel Brothers.
I'm such a visual guy. I just looked them up. I don't recognize their can art. I don't think I know.
Because Barrel Brothers reminded me of a brewery. I don't even know if they're still around, but Two Brothers, I think it was.
Two Brothers is from Chicago.
Yeah.
And Barrel Brothers. No, Barrel Brothers is the place I'm thinking of, I believe. Oh.
Barrel Brothers is out of California.
Yeah, I remember because they make a bunch of non-alcoholic stuff, I believe.
Okay.
Oh,
but they wanted like crazy amount of money for it.
Was that the one
they wanted like
shipping?
Like they wanted like well they had crazy shipping too. That's like I put a box together. I was like, I was like, that's not horrific. Then they wanted the same amount of money for shipping that they did for the beers that I bought. I was like, yeah, that's not gonna happen. But they do a bunch of cool like non-alcoholic stuff, like Barrel Age Creek non-alcoholic and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. But Two Brothers is out of Chicago or Illinois, I should say. I think they're outside of Chicago, and they made like one of the best barley wines I ever had in my life. There's a wheat wine actually.
Ooh, I like those. Yeah, I don't know them either.
That was
the 2K Bros.
2K?
The ones out of New York? 2K Bros?
2K. Why do I know that?
I believe it's 2K Bros.
It's a video game company.
It sounds like
them too.
Oh, K2 Brothers.
Yeah, I mixed it up.
Yep. I do know them. Yeah, they make good stuff.
Yeah, because K2's that's a mountain everybody skis on up there, right?
Yeah, movie too, right? Wasn't it in
No, like K2 is kind of like it's like that's like a mountain. It's like people go to I'm going to Hunter or I'm going to blah blah blah. They go to K2 or something like that.
I think it was it a John Cusack movie? K2 Mountain.
There was a movie based on a mountain that people would ski down.
Are you talking about P2?
P2?
Yeah, it was a horror movie about a parking garage.
Not too busy watching Rabid Grannies. I think was the worst horror movie I ever saw.
And I always I only watched it one time, and then like ever since then, like every once in a while, I'll get reminded of it. And in my head, for the longest time after I watched it, I was like, I need to make like a low budget like horror movie, also called P2, and like the little like thing on the box will be like, I have to P2.
Yeah. Coming full circle a little bit with Matt talking about his dad flipping houses. My dad did that for a little bit as well. And we wrote we were in high school, and my friends and I wrote a horror movie that we would film at the place he was flipping was super creepy. It had like the one room had like Dr. Seuss kind of painting over the wall with like weird arrows and like, come over here. Oh no, now you're lost in the forest. Like just weird. Anyway, it was called Renovation Revenge. I was really proud of the title. I'm like, oh yeah, it's going to be like, we're going to help this old man fix up this house to flip. And then out of the woods comes someone. Billy, I mean, I've lost count at this point, but you're batting 1,000. So I am sure I will enjoy those beers, brother. And then what's Joe saying? It was a horror movie about Airbnb about a lake. yeah, we lived that one. It's too funny. Yeah.
I was looking at places like to like stay when I was coming up there, like more specifically Thursday. Outside of the one Airbnb we already have that gigantic. I'm kind of pumped to check that place out because how big it is. But anyway, I saw someone wanted me to pay them $100 to stay in a tent in their backyard.
No.
Straight up, no joke.
Where we're getting like a mansion 2 nights for about $100. Like,
but individually, someone wanted me to. It was a tent in their backyard, and they're like, "Yeah, it's worth $100." And there was another person wanted me to pay $100 for like, I would sleep in their like living room, but then I'd have like one of those like stand up like divider things that like you change that like people would change behind. Like that would be like that's where you'd stay for $100. I was like, that's insane. That's insane.
That's too bad. That's that's crazy.
That seems weird because like you can get like a hotel room for like $110.
Well, that's the thing. It's flipped. It's flipped. If you're 1 or 2 people, it's cheaper to stay at a hotel now than Airbnb, and you get a free breakfast, and you get a gym, and you get a pool.
Oh yeah. I mean, I really did look at some hotel options for us, but it just made too much sense to have one spot.
When you get a groups like when you like what we did, that makes sense. Plus, it's off season. Who the fuck's going to Albany ever? But also, who the fuck's going to Albany in fucking late September?
I'm sorry.
It's like, ooh, Albany. It's like that was like when Wayne's World made Wayne's World, and they're like, do we do Albany or do we do Delaware? They were like, oh, let's do Delaware.
Ridiculous. Do they provide the s'mores if something might be worth it to stay at the tent? That'd be a lot of s'mores to justify $100 for a tent, brother.
Yeah.
It was a nice tent though. I will say.
Coleman or whatever that brand is. Joe, I feel like you're like, I wish I could join, but man, you're active in the chat, man. It's awesome. I assume you're working or something and that's why you're not jumping on live. Man. So, Bumpy, what have you been drinking lately that's got you excited?
We just recently started getting another half.
Oh, nice. Cool. Decent amount of stuff, or
what's that?
Like a decent amount of variety from them, or?
Only 3 have landed so far. They just showed up last week. But I'm pretty sure we'll start seeing more because it was kind of the same way when EQ started landing. I'm kind of irritated with EQ right now. 3 weeks in a row, I've had a total of 4 packs that were totally oxidized.
Really?
Yeah. So kind of on a no buy with them right now.
EQ.
So it's quite a bit of money.
A friend of mine went down, and the barbecue he was really disappointed in. Really disappointed. Well, I'm at work and it's dead right now, so I'm able to. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I remember this happening before, Joe, where you were able to be on the chat at work, but you couldn't obviously be on. So yeah, it makes sense. I'm glad it's slow and you're able to do it, man. It's nice. Yeah, other half. I mean, I live in the state that they're in, and we've been pretty. Like I'd say once a month we get a pretty healthy drop, which is nice. But I think they're expanding so much. I'm sure they are trying to get out there with their distribution foothold.
Well,
so I'm sure you get a lot more.
Oh, we just started getting froth too.
Oh, froth? No,
but just as I'm like kind of pulling back from all those heavily fruited sours, I'm kind of done with them. I've had enough. All of a sudden, froth shows up. It's like, oh, all those lollipop beers that Joe was doing. Great.
I mean, we barely get froth in Albany, so that's interesting.
But can't you in New York? Can't you get other haps shipped directly to your house?
They might still be doing that, actually. Yeah. You know what? I didn't even think about that because they did that collab with Hot Butcher. I didn't even think to try to see if I could get it shipped to the house.
They did a collab with Hot Butcher?
Because they were in town for what is that? Green City, maybe, or something.
The hashtag no ketchup one. Oh wait, no, that was
something like that because of the hot dog. I don't know. I like ketchup and mustard on hot dog. I didn't know that was a controversial thing. I don't know. Sorry, Keith. On my smoked carrot hot dogs.
Oh yeah.
Oh, is that one of the ones that was in the area?
Well, this was from FLX. Yeah, they sent me.
They sent it to you.
Yeah.
I tell you what.
Half monkish and trillium.
I'm not a big fan of FLX, but every once in a while they do something pretty cool. So they're great. Really, Joe? Froth is out that far. Wow, good on them. I did not know that.
Yeah. Other half gets like, it's not so much that you can't find other half in New Jersey. It's actually quite available. It's finding places that don't mark it up like crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's like I can find other half like a billion places, but some places want $20 for forever and ever, and then some places want $14.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like it's finding the places that'll do it. And it's kind of the same with Equilibrium too. But speaking to like what Jesse was saying with the like you just got EQ. Like anytime a place launches in an area, you're always gonna get their old beer because what they're banking on like the hype and there's like the initial, like whether it's like, you know, when we first got like Night Shift or any brewery, like when they come, they're just like, okay, let's pull together all our older beer, release it as in like, hey, we're finally giving this to you, and people just buy it because they're so thirsty. And no, it happens all the time. It's like a strategy.
Vampires when they first get blood.
Yeah. And then once it starts dying down and you start getting regular, constant dated stuff, you know what I mean? So it's like the first batches are usually kind of, and you know, it's not always malicious. Maybe like a warehouse got a delivery of a couple pallets, and then the red tape took a month or two longer than it was supposed to, and that they couldn't sell it or whatever. But you know, the one thing about EQ I will kind of bitch about like hardcore is that they are very, very selective on their dating. Like some of their cans have dating, some of them don't. You know what I mean? Like it's like, and it's like sometimes Photon has dates, sometimes it doesn't. You know what I mean? They always hide them. Like you have to actually like look at the can, like EQ dates. If this is a can of Equilibrium and this is the label, like, and this is the front of the label, you have to turn it and then look in the artwork. It's stamped inside the artwork. So, but sometimes it is don't do it. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's like, nope, we're not doing it. But then sometimes it's like, yeah, sure, we'll do it.
Well, you guys will be happy. I do plan on bringing some Modest Man with me, and they do absolutely zero dating on their products.
Awesome. Nice.
But because I shop at the same place and I see the product coming in, I know it's fresh. It's like, oh, it wasn't there last week. It's here now. So it's like within a month anyways.
Yeah. Just to add to the conversation, it is interesting. Like Toppling Goliath, we finally started getting. So it's like you get like a big drop, people get excited, and then you don't see it for a really long time. Yeah. You know, like it's just weird. And then like some breweries, they are new in your area, and it is consistently new drops of things. It's so weird how they navigate these.
We started getting Sweetwater. They did all those 420, like the 420.
Yeah.
So we started getting them, but the only thing they're giving us is their 420 pale ale and the single cans, their single like tall boys of the Imperial IPA. That's all we're seeing from them. It's like
we've gotten something else. We've had Sweetwater in Jersey for 3 years, and I think that's what we still only get. I think that's all actually. Like I only think they distro like one or two things nationwide. Like I don't think it's a matter of like the Sweetwater's like a huge company. Like they're like, I think they might be like owned by Big Beer. But they only put out like one or two beers like outside.
I'm thinking of Terrapin down there.
Is Terrapin still a thing? I have not seen anything from Terrapin.
They still exist, but they kind of like I think they just kind of like they walked it back a little bit, maybe.
Afria, a large producer of cannabis in Canada, acquired Sweetwater for $300 million in 2020.
Imagine having the money to just buy a brewery for $300 million.
Cannabis in Canada, brother. And then Terrapin, I don't know if they were 100%, but they
probably have like $1 billion. So, yeah.
Terrapin sold out to someone, and it's not popping right up. Miller Coors.
Did they completely sell out? Or were they like halfway and then they completely?
They were partial.
It was something like that, right?
They were partial at first. I'm almost positive of that. And then it looks like in 2016 they fully sold. I mean, I'm skimming pretty quick. Just yeah. So in 2012, 10th and Blake purchased a minority interest in them, and then Miller Coors bought them outright in 2016. Yeah, that's. I mean, there's not a lot of like those like old school breweries that are still just them. What is it? Sierra Nevada, Russian River, Maine Beer Company. I'm trying to think like who like those like the Mount Rushmore OG breweries. I shouldn't say Mount Rushmore because there's more like 4 of them, but that are still like owned by them only. I can't think of many more than that.
There's a decent amount. Like if you really tear down Sierra Nevada, Allagash, Deschutes, North Coast, like if you really go through the list, there's a lot. There's a lot of them.
AleSmith, I think, is still right, independent.
Yeah, there's a decent amount. Like,
okay, so there's more than I was
but they've also become like back of mind. Like not a lot of people think about them. Like when you roll into a store, you're like, like Allagash maybe because we're in the Northeast, but like North Coast, not a lot of people think about. But if you go to a good bottle shop, even here in Jersey, you see you get at least like 5-6 different North Coast beers you could pick up, and Sierra Nevada outside of like pale ale and a couple other things, it's not like they're super represented, but they're still easy to get. So I don't know.
Your River was good. I agree with that, Billy. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, just popped in my head. It's interesting. I guess there are more. Yeah, fair enough. Especially like those, like the big. Well, is Brooklyn or did they?
Brooklyn
might be. Yeah,
Brooklyn, maybe. But Brooklyn still owns themselves. They just shut down production in Brooklyn, and now everything comes out of like. Oh no, it's the opposite. They actually brought a lot of their production out of because they brewed most of their stuff out of Mad FX, which is what Saranac.
Saranac, yeah.
And then they kind of open up a brewery. They were supposed to open a huge brewery in the Navy Yard in Brooklyn, but then they moved somewhere else. I forget where they're at exactly. Okay. But then there's also like who sold out to who. Like there's some tweener places like for Firestone Walker and Boulevard and stuff like that. They sold to Duvel, but I don't consider that like kind of like a sellout the same way. You know what I mean? Like Golden Road or fucking Goose Island.
What?
You know what I mean?
That's more of like investment, right? Kind of.
It's more like circle the wagons. Like I think like when Duvel buys like Boulevard and Firestone Walker, it's more like okay, they're like it's mutually beneficial. It's like okay, no one's gonna take us over or destroy us, but at the same time, we're not owned by super conglomerates.
Yeah.
Does anybody know exactly what the 12% project is?
Yes.
So 12%. Go ahead, Keith.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Okay.
I was gonna pretend like I knew exactly what I was gonna, and then I was just gonna
5 minutes of silence for Keith yet again.
So 12% Beer Project is a brewery that produces beers for everybody in the 12% Beer Project. So like if you like for example, like we have somebody that Keith knows and somebody that I know, Josh from Abomination Brewing. He produces his beers. His beers are made in 12% Beer Project. He doesn't make those beers. He creates the recipes, and the guy Zach from Marlowe is actually the brewer of 12% Beer Project, who actually brews all the beers within 12% Beer Project. So the guy Marlowe, if you see Marlowe Ales, Zach from Marlowe Ales makes pretty much every 12% Beer Project beer, but makes them for all the brewers that give him the recipes for everything in 12% Beer Project. So it's basically like so, but there's also like tweener stuff. So for example, Fat Orange Cat has their own tap room, has their own small brewery, and they make their own beers, but they also have beers that are produced from 12% Beer Project. So it's like almost like think about it like a distribution place, but that also a distribution place that can create the beers for you because you don't have the equipment and the facilities to produce the beer at a scale that's distributable. And it's the part about who owns it completely is a little up in the air. It has to have to do with Yep from Evil Twin. Like there's something about he has ownership stake in it some form or fashion. But the grand scheme of things is basically breweries, whether it's Short Throw, whether it's, even Marlowe to their extent, and all the other breweries in there, basically they produce the brewers who own that, I guess you would say, IP, intellectual property of their own breweries, create recipes. They can come there and dial in the recipes. They can brew their own, like they go there and make the beers themselves and make them the way they want them. And then it gets handed off to Zach. And then he just runs the facility and produces all their beers.
So they basically pay him a fee for doing all this, and they just get whatever slight profits come from sales. Probably.
I mean, and this is not and basically how it's done is that Zach, I'll put it this way. So imagine that whole place is a bunch of brewers that all threw their tested recipes together and brew it in like a I don't want to call it a conglomerate or whatever it is. Basically, it's a huge facility that a bunch of smaller places brew their beers. Well, Zach said, I'll make everybody's beers if you cut me a deal on my own beers. So that's why if you look at Marlowe beers, and this is in the podcast I did with him, so it's not like I'm spilling fucking secrets or whatever, but it's like he's same as everybody else, but he agreed to be like the head brewer of the facility. So his beers, he makes his own beers there also, but they cut him a break on the cost because he's doing all the other brewing in the facility. So that's why when you see in a Marlowe beer, it's $13.99 as opposed to everybody else's $15.99. That's why the price is different. So it's basically it's kind of like timeshare brewing. It's basically brewers that couldn't open their own facility. You know what I mean? And they're like, hey, we'll produce your beers. You won't make 80% of profit. You'll make 60, 50% of profit. But not only will we produce your beers, we'll also have distribution and a footprint that we can deliver the beers in a wider area. So
that's probably a good way to go. Like if you're doing like a
it's not a negative. I'm not spinning it as a negative.
Special.
Yeah, they just don't own. They don't own a spot. Like it's like they do have like, they have like Josh from Abomination just had Rare Fog Day. Like they'll let you do events at their spot and let people come in and buy beers and have whatever. But it's like
they have a tap room there too.
Yeah. You can go there and drink the beers, but it's not like I own a brewery and this is my brewery and come to my brewery and watch me produce my beers. It's more like you're leasing a timeshare brewery, kind of.
Sounds like communism to me. Literally.
Don't even bring that up on this live. You know what, Keith? Not every person's channel is about that life. Hey, Joe had a question. Tier, Victory, and 6 Point count. They joined forces, but I don't think they were bought by anybody. Right? They formed their own conglomerate company or whatever, right?
Yeah, see, that doesn't count. Yeah. That's just basically brewers saying, well, that's like the Starks and the Mormonts fucking combining forces against the fucking Lannisters. You know what I mean? Like they're not like, hey, I started rewatching Game of Thrones, by the way. But you know what I mean? It's not like they got bought out. They're just like, hey, a house divided. Like if we stay the way we are, we're fucked. Yeah. But if the three of us kind of get together, we'll probably be all right. And that's pretty much what it is.
On this point, I'd like to see some more 6 Point. I don't see a lot of it in my area, and I used to drink a lot of 6 Point.
6 Point is everywhere.
I don't see much of it here.
But it's also it never moves.
A lot of it just sits. So when I do see it, it's like, oh, that was there. Every time I've been here since I've lived in Albany,
a lot of the 6 Point that I see is all like IPA and whatever stuff.
It's basically Bengali and fucking mix packs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I miss the Indian stuff. Is it 4 beans? Like they do the bean series, 3 beans.
Yeah.
I didn't write barrel aged version 1. It was it was really good.
Dude,
I thought.
what is it?
the
Their
Master Blend?
Master Blend
yes.
is so fucking good.
Yes, Master Blend. Yes. Hopefully, I'm going to
Oh.
North Coast. Oh, nice. Yeah, North Coast. I mean, we know how North Coast is fantastic. That's awesome.
Ask him for like a 1993 old stock.
Because you know that
just be like, hey, just give me one.
Well, that's the thing when Billy's saying they have a great bottle shop. I'm sure it's because they do all those vintages. Yeah, that's awesome. Picked up a fresh resin just over a month old. Now that is, if I saw one that was like a month or even 2 months old, I'd grab it too. That's awesome, Joe. I used to drink that beer all the time. Yeah, right. I mean, I don't see much of it. What was it like? Resin? Is it puff maybe, or just puff?
Yeah, we see, but like they have some kind of mix pack. I couldn't tell you what's in it. Like Bengali is a big one that I see just everywhere.
Yeah, Bengali.
Resin. Yeah. And then, like you said,
Bengali's the like amber ale, right?
I think the coloring is kind of an amber on the can. I just remember drinking the beer a lot back in the day. I don't even remember.
Yeah, the Bengali is like a standard IPA.
Is that what it is?
They have crisp, which is a lager.
It's like, crisp. I remember crisp. Yeah,
resins in there, and then I think they put Hootie and other kind of like easy IPAs in there sometimes. At least that's the 4-pack that we get, the mixed pack, I should say, not 4-pack.
Yeah, crisp pills, resin's a double IPA, Bengali's a single IPA. Never had Hootie. I don't know that one. Puff, I've had that one.
I know Hootie by name, but I don't.
Darius Rucker, right?
And the Blowfish, yeah.
Bad joke.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
Bad joke. Sorry.
They have
Keith, so on a side note, Keith, you know Hope Liquors, that tiny little place by me.
Yeah.
Guess what beer they have? Like, I know it's so like out of nowhere.
What, they have like a 1998 Cantillon fucking weird
No,
thing?
no. Something like, dude, they have Sixers of Rothaus.
That place gets weird things.
They do.
It's like sometimes you go in there and they just have like the most general things, and then sometimes you go in there and they have the most general things, but then they have like just like 4 6-packs or 4-packs of like some crazy shit. Yeah.
Like that's the thing. Look, Kyle, the place we're talking about is like not in a beer place. It's just like they have like generic beer, but every now and then I'm like, oh yeah, a 5-day-old Focal Banger for $14.
Nice.
It's like, why? And then I'll buy one, I'll go back and I'll be gone. I'm like, who else bought this? I'm like, Keith doesn't live here anymore. I'm like,
I went to a beer store years ago, and I bought some, craft beer. So the guy's like, "Oh, you like craft beer?" I'm like, "Yeah, I do." He's like, "Just a sec." He goes out back. He comes back with Focal and Hetty. He's like, "I was able to get some of these," and I'm like, "Oh, awesome." He's like, 20 a can. I'm like, "That's not no, I'm not no." I get it.
Like literally everything at the brewery is $12.50 plus
a 4-pack.
Yeah.
Not $20 a 4-pack. Certainly $20 a can.
I think a couple. Yeah, I think some of the bottles, and I think maybe one, like of the special 4-packs, maybe are more. But like, yeah, all the everything is, because it's crazy. Because I think Luscious, like their big stouts are $12.50.
Oh yeah,
plus tax. Yeah,
I did. We went to Vermont a couple years ago for a vacation, and I did. Everything was. This was during the pandemic, so everything was. You couldn't go in. Make your order online and pick it up. So I did that, and I was amazed at how cheap it was. Like every single thing I ordered, it was like under $14 for a 4-pack. I'm like, wow. And then I went to Burlington Beer Company, and that was another story.
Yeah,
I didn't think Burlington's prices were super bad. Like when I was there, like
they have put out.
They're more in line with today's
stuff that are like $30 a 4-pack. But
really,
yeah.
Oh, that's surprising. But yeah.
So we've been talking about like mostly good beer right now, but I just want to confirm something for Beertuberpalooza. Do we have a Lizard of Kaz secured?
No,
No.
not to my knowledge.
Okay.
I can. I don't know if Matt's seen any.
I could find
around,
one,
but
yeah, I could find one somewhere.
they do pop up every once in a while. But
Jesse, I'm trying to think the worst beers people have ever had.
Where did I see it? Didn't I post a picture of it?
Oh, you
somewhere?
want me to bring one of the worst beers I've ever had?
Well, this is what I'm getting towards. So, Lizard of Kaz is one of the worst beers that's ever been produced, and that's not an opinion. That's just a fact.
and
then, Keith, are you the one who got the unicorn one? The Three Floyds?
I reviewed it because.
But doesn't someone have it to bring?
No, I can go get it though. I know exactly where to find it.
I can get it.
Okay, so we need that because that is also the worst beer ever produced. Again, fact, not
No,
opinion.
that's probably worse than Lizard of Kaz.
It was. No, it was. In all seriousness, it was worse.
Yeah.
Now, are there any beers in that realm that we should also try to get that are like the worst? So yes, Jesse, that's kind of what I'm getting at. Is
okay.
Is
Well, I mean, I had one that's called sour flower.
Sour flower.
Yeah, it was put out by I believe it was Henniker Brewing Company, and I dubbed that the worst beer I've ever had. Basically, to me, it tasted like vomit.
Oh, I see. Okay, I found it. Dry hop sour ale, Henniker.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Sounds like a Secret Savages. Yeah.
I love this Joe comment. Who are these sick individuals hoarding?
No, the worst beer ever. The worst beer ever. In only Keith can appreciate is Floating Worlds.
I never had that.
From Soul. Okay.
I never had
like
I tried so hard to get a bottle after I heard it was the worst beer, and I couldn't get one for some reason.
What is this Lizard of Kaz? Like, what style is that?
It's a blueberry barley wine. Is it a
blueberry
stout?
It's in barrels.
It's a bourbon barrel aged blueberry stout, I think.
Yeah,
I think it's a stout.
It's from Founders, and the best part about it was I gave a bottle to Keith before I ever drank it. No, anybody ever drank it. Like Founders sent me 2 bottles, and I was like, I'll give one to Keith, and I gave it to him, being like, "Here's something awesome for you." Not so much.
So, okay, fresh Michigan blueberries, rich chocolate, and vanilla aged in bourbon barrels. Yeah. So, like, that sounds 100% up my alley. Like, that sounds like a beer that should be a home run. Really hard for me to even just think it was okay. You know, like really, like, lobbing it in to me. Like, he's going to love this beer. And it's one of the worst, if not the worst. Right. It's not the worst beer because that Three Floyds one is worse.
Yeah. It's a stout, right? Lizard of Kaz?
Yeah, it's a stout with the blueberries, the vanilla, the chocolate, and the bourbon barrel. It should be phenomenal. It's awful. Voodoo Rangers, I have not had in a while.
Yeah.
Any of those.
I think that those are okay for shelf. They're grocery store. They're grocery store.
New Belgium, right? I'm thinking of the right beer, right?
Yeah.
And you know, I'm seeing advertisements on TV for them.
Yeah. I get ads on YouTube.
We were watching. I don't even know what channel.
I don't watch TV anymore. That's right. Never mind.
Oh.
No TV, only beer.
I mean, I read books too. I don't know what the flex is here. You know, I do other things besides watch TV. But yeah, we're watching. My wife and I are watching TV. She's like, "What's this beer commercial?" I'm like, "They have commercials for that? Like, you don't see like." I know they're bigger now, obviously, and you know aren't so small of a brewery, but to have a commercial on like Food Network or whatever it was we were watching, yeah. Well,
no, I think that's like by area though, because I haven't seen a beer commercial in New Hampshire for an extremely long period of time. When I was down in Texas, though, there was beer commercials for like St. Arnold's and stuff.
Yeah,
and I was like, "Whoa!"
Yeah,
because they like took off like in New Hampshire. It was like
St. Arnold's.
St. Arnold. That's a name
I haven't heard in a really long time.
Their barrel aged beers are really tasty. Their Pumpkinator is one of the best pumpkin beers.
Wow.
I didn't get the Pumpkinator.
Huh?
Wasn't out yet.
No.
Nah.
The Keith, I'm sorry. What's the name of the Three Floyds one with the unicorn?
Secret Savages.
Secret Savages. Yeah.
So
that
I kept the bottle to remind me.
Okay.
So I just booked an appointment with my barber in Wilkes-Barre on the 17th of September. I can get both Lizard of Kaz and Secret Savages while I'm there. Like that's where I know exactly where they are. Sabatini's has Lizard of Kaz and Plaza Beverage and fucking. Remember the place I took a picture of the Secret Savages and I took a picture of the phone, the phone booth phone, the fucking like change phone, and I put it in the chat. It's the same place. They still have it, and I think it was like $5 a 4-pack too. Maybe I'll get like a case of it.
$5 a 4-pack. Wow.
That's how bad it is. It's a 14% blonde barley wine with watermelon, and it's $5 a 4-pack.
I don't like watermelon, so
Shangy's is.
I almost
you could love watermelon and hate this.
I almost spit it out
taste
on
like
camera. It was so bad. Here's Joe, but because it's a pumpkin beer, it's allowed. Here's Joe subtly putting it out to the universe that he wants a beer. It's a pumpkin beer. It's allowed. It's higher up in the chat. Keith, don't laugh. All right, Cameron had a beer from Carbon 4 in Medicine. It was supposed to be a Blue Moon milkshake. Oh my god, I'm just gonna stop at Blue Moon milkshake. I think. No, first off, it was green and it tasted nowhere near what it was supposed to taste like. Was dumped immediately.
Was it visually green or like green as in hoppy green?
Yeah,
probably visually.
Blue Moon milkshake. What? These are words I know, but not when they're.
Yeah.
Was it Blue Moon or was it Pabst that won an award at one of the recent beer things for like some hazy IPA?
Well, I mean, Pabst did win that blue ribbon, but I don't know.
Right.
Another stupid joke. Sorry, everyone. I don't know. I don't know. Oh wait, no, it was Blue Moon, wasn't it?
Was it? Because now that you.
It was like when the past couple of years, anyways, there was some big beer festival and they won like in the like New England IPA or hazy IPA thing. They got first place. It's kind of crazy.
Moon Haze, which is brewed at Blue Moon's Brewery in Denver, beat out 136 competitors in a blind taste test to win gold medal in the 2020 Great American Beer Festival. I tell you what, I visited a friend when he was living out in Colorado. We went to the brewery. Miller Coors. I don't know at the time if it was Miller. Anyway, it was really cool. I tell you, I love going to small breweries, obviously, like supporting them, obviously, but going to a brewery that large, it was amazing. And then they did have like Blue Moon and some of that stuff that you could drink at the end of the tour, but it was really impressive, just the sheer size of it. And then being able to smell like that Cheerios kind of smell, like walking towards the brewery, it was really cool. Yeah. And then what was it? Golden, Colorado. And then there was another smaller brewery in the same town. So we went to that afterwards. And as we're driving there, it was my friend Jason. I'm like, Jason, if they don't have a T-shirt that says second biggest brewery in Golden, I'm going to riot. And they did. They had like shirts and bumper stickers. Second biggest brewery in Golden. But yeah, that brewery, it was so impressive.
I'm glad you didn't get arrested.
Yes. No, I was. I talk a big game and I do nothing. Oh, Joe, bringing the Buffalo. Yes. The General Mills. I used to drive by that every day to go to student teach, and it was straight up Cheerios. Yeah, at that General Mills factory in Buffalo.
So you go to Treehouse. If you stand outside of Treehouse, it smells like Fruity Pebbles.
There you go. There's a fun game. All right, name a brewery you've been to and what did it smell like outside? Let's see. Other half New York City, vomit.
Vomit? So what they call it, Green City?
Yeah. I think that's what's fun about going to like, because I know, I think it used to be something else, but Sam Adams bought a brewery down off of
Dogfish Head
78 in Pennsylvania. And that is like a huge facility. But I think that's like the fun thing about going to like a brewery like New Belgium. Like it's big, but it's still like not. It's like it's not. It's huge, but it's not like. Because I'm assuming like Miller Coors, it's like it's like 10 acres of brewery.
Like you mean like soulless or something? Like
because it gets to a size where it's just kind of like so massive that you can't even appreciate it when you're standing next to it because it just looks like a wall or whatever.
Yeah, the sheer volume is what was impressive. Yeah, it at no point felt like it had character or a soul or a story worth hearing. It was mass produced, for sure. Yeah. Whereas like, go ahead, Bumpy.
Anheuser-Busch, they do a great job with you go in there, you see like they have like an outside beer garden, at least in Merrimack. I'm not sure about all the other ones, but yeah, they make it look real nice. They have the Clydesdales, they have their own stable, big open field and everything. They make it look nice, at least. It's not like a prison. You go to some breweries and it's almost like it's a prison.
Oddly, Prison City does not look like a prison. Let's see. So Joe from the Beer Patrol, other half FLX smells like turds from all the shelfies they're producing. Yeah, I mean, now that they are bigger, you can, and because you can get their beer easier, their beer is not as good anymore. As we know, that's how that works. And I'm not saying Joe's actually making that point, but as we know, when beer becomes more available, it's less tasty. So,
I'm glad. I'm enjoying the turds, I guess. I want more.
We might have to add that to the T-shirt for Beertuberpalooza. Send me
you eat pieces of shit for breakfast. Huh?
That's awesome. What else we got, guys? Anything else we want to discuss? Any other planning things we want to discuss while we're on a live stream? Any beer stuff?
No, I mean, let's put it this way. For everybody's watching, the whole 13 of them. Beertuberpalooza, basically the 23rd, 24th, 25th, Albany, New York. We'll be hanging out on Friday, just kind of toiling around places and stuff like that. And you're in the area, you watch the channel, reach out if you want to hang out and have a beer. And we'll fucking just be chilling and doing all kinds of fun stuff. I'm sure we'll film a bunch of videos and do all kinds of stuff. I think last year a couple of people sent off some mystery beers for us to do jointly. If you want to do that, you're more than welcome. In general, it's just going to be a shit show in the best way possible. So yeah, I'm pumped for it.
Yeah. And look, I got Joe's comment on the screen too. So
I didn't even get drunk last year because I had to move the next day.
Remember that? I remember that. And we should have, if everything goes according to plan, we'll have everyone, all the beer channels from last year, plus a few new ones, including, I need to get it the right way, Bumpy. So that's cool too. It's always nice to expand and like last year I didn't know the FLX guys, at all. And then we met them and it's like, oh, these guys are totally cool. And it was just like one of those like instant like, yep, this works, this makes sense. We should all be hanging out. It's been like that every time. I didn't know Keith the first year I went. And it's just like, oh yeah, Keith is cool, and then this makes sense that Keith is. And this before Keith even had a channel.
I still don't know Keith, but he's cool.
Well, does anyone really know Keith?
No.
The real Keith.
No, I don't.
Joe's got another comment. How are we doing reviews? Just set up a center. Joe, as you already know, between Matt and Sean, we don't have to think about it because we know those guys are going to be all which camera, which tech thing plugs into. I don't.
Yeah.
They'll set it up, Joe.
From my perspective, as someone who, like, at the last, or literally the only Beertuberpaloozas that I've been to that have existed, I did not worry about any of that stuff. But, like, I was thinking about bringing my own stuff, just because I feel like this year, especially if it's going to be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, even though like last year was kind of that, but like because there's going to be new people and stuff and it's going to be in a different place, like I was planning on bringing my own stuff, just so that, because the entire day could turn into like a little bit more of like the Friday prior, where we kind of like, some of us like went off into groups and did reviews. It might turn into a little bit more of that, maybe. But
I'm just gonna turn. I'm gonna turn wherever I'm sleeping into the champagne room, and we're gonna do the champagne room reviews in my spot.
I think we gotta. There's pictures of the place we're staying, but I think also, to be fair, once we get there, it'll be a little easier to kind of, all right, who's staying in which rooms, and where we setting up some camera stuff. Yeah,
I'm really going for like a full-on like Blair Witch project on my videos this time. So it's going to be a lot of like close-ups, people sweating, dumping beer in their heads. It's going to be very, very much fucking indie. It's going to be awesome.
To Joe's comment, yeah, you were right to add Dan to the list. I did a live stream.
I was going to mention that, but
I did a video with them that came out this past Wednesday, and Dan is very much. It reminded me of being, because I haven't done as much with Matt, where he does producer stuff, but talking to Dan really reminded me of Sean from Nerd Sense, who I have interacted with a lot, as like, oh, this is what it's like having a producer. Like, again, me. Bare minimum for my videos. Someone else, Matt, as I mentioned before, had to send me a microphone even.
That was just because I was like UNICEF in that point. I was just like, dude, come on. Like it's kind of like there is a basement and you're not there. Come on, please just reach the floor and come on.
I got the hand-me-down phone from my wife. So I got like a better camera that way from her doing that. And from Sean, I learned I could just buy cheap lights at like Lowe's. To have better lighting. So like I did spend like $20 on better lighting with like these anyway. But yeah, Dan gave me the Sean vibe. I can't include Matt in this. Dan gave me the is this Dan? Here I am talking probably about Dan and he comes on. Maybe it's Mike, but we know it's Dan.
I was gonna say if
it's not Mike.
It's not Mike. That's the thing about the mics from those channels, is the mics aren't the ones doing any of the stuff.
Yeah. And they have the best job. Show up. Show up. Yeah.
I plan on relying on people who are way better at yeah, I mean, yeah. The people who think about this are thinking about it. I'll leave it at that. And yeah, Bumpy, he came on. And
the first half of the go ahead.
No, just that was saying that Bumpy
back to Joe's comment previously, it's going to be the champagne room with the cuvées. So
yeah, and just that Chris Rock
we'll do the cuvée champagnes. And there's a Christopher Walken big head in the back.
But yeah, I assume it's Dan at FLX who's commenting. Yeah, Bumpy emailed me. Everything's good there, Dan. Emailed Matt and I, and everything's good. We've been emailing, and he was on, so I sent him the link to jump on the live stream.
Yep. So, nobody's kicked you out of the group for inviting me, Dan. So that's good.
No, we had there. I don't know if we'll say the person's name or not on the live stream, but there's only one person that we don't want here, and it's they're not a nice person. Coovies.
Is that Joe's other half?
No. What's up there, Bumpy? Hey, what's up? What's up?
What's up? Oh, hey, Alex.
How you doing, Alex? What's going on, brother?
Hey.
Alex has been drinking some good beers lately. I've seen some.
Yes, yeah, he's hooked on those heavily fruited pastry sours for sure.
He's been drinking some. Yeah, he's been drinking. I mean, like you were saying, Bumpy. Like again, Jesse, whatever. Do you prefer? Do you like your channel name or your real name? I have no preference. Obviously.
No, nobody usually calls me by my real name anymore.
No.
So,
yeah. Like you were saying, like getting away a little bit from this. You out, Matt?
No, I'm waving Alex. He said, "What's up, Matt?"
Man, what's up there, Matt?
That's not.
It's just a very nice communal. What's up, everyone?
My wife's super psyched that I'm not going to be in the house.
What's up, beer drink? Well, my wife, she's like, she just keeps like, when is it again? What is it? What are you doing again? When? Oh, it's like where you've driven before somewhere else. Okay. Wait, are you staying at our house? Or are you staying there? And I'm like, I'm staying there. and maybe I'll come home like Saturday morning to walk the dog. Maybe I'll take a shower just to free up showers there.
Oh,
I don't know.
You're staying? You're staying at the house?
Yeah, I cannot.
Okay.
It's like fucking what's that show? It's like Real World. It's gonna be like a Real World.
It is, yeah.
Get Puck and David up in this piece.
We're getting crunk.
Yes. Preferably the
what
is it, the oak aged black lager, whatever it is. Fucking give me
how would you waste perfectly good oak with that beer? Keith, you need some.
Yeah.
For Quantum is the least of few I've had have been really good.
Yeah.
I like how FLX is like, fuck everybody else in this chat. Keith, you need some fucking for Quantum?
Keith,
fuck everybody else.
No,
did Mike take over the FLX thing?
Yeah, because
I feel like that's Mike. I feel like that's more
harder
Mike.
than Dan does.
I'll make sure because Keith likes smoked beer, so I'll bring a specialty smoked beer from New Hampshire.
Ooh. Now, I made fun of Joe enough. I'm not going to do that. Hey, Matt, I'm just curious. Can I come up on the panel? Let me know. Are people staying on for a bit or what?
I'm out, man.
Yeah,
I gotta go.
We're gonna do a tight 8 o'clock.
Yeah,
nothing against you, Alex, but it's like we're out. Like I think in the text that both Keith and Kyle sent was like, 8:30 is our limit, and we're already like 15 minutes.
Besides, Alex, you have your own show coming up in a short while.
Does this show start at 9?
He's got Alex and Friends. He has it scheduled for 10:30 tonight.
10:30 Eastern Standard Time. 10:30.
That's correct.
Wow. Hey, man, that's late. Is this one of the food pairing ones?
It's where Ridgeopolis comes in all.
Yeah.
Ah!
Yeah. That's funny. Yeah. But yes, we will get a live stream going at a different time for sure.
Or should we do one every week until Beertuberpalooza?
It's not a bad idea.
And then we do a little live stream on the Friday.
Keith, do it every week. Like you're gonna show up way early, and then me and Kyle show up, and we start it before you even show up. You're like, hey, if you guys want to do stuff early, I'll be up here early, and then me and Kyle are on. Like it's like I guess we just go on without Keith because he's not around.
I mean, I was hustling to have free time to do this at 7, and Keith's like, let's do it early.
I was reviewing the double dry hopped Imperial Cream Ale with vanilla bean, mango, lime, and orange zest.
So you decided to review beer instead of sharing it with the group at Beertuberpalooza. Fair enough.
50,000 unique beers, man. Holy cow. There's definitely plenty of beers you could get that would.
I don't even know what that means.
Just go to Genesee, and I'm sure they have something at the tap room that's like tap room exclusive.
Yeah.
He's
never had the tap water.
I think he's speaking Untapped. I don't speak Untapped. I speak American.
I can't bring anything you've never had, Matt. You've at least had 50 unique beers. LOL.
It's time for FLX to get into homebrew.
Alex, yeah, we can definitely do that. That's late for me. I mean, right now, that's late for me. I get up at 5:45, man. That's why I'm like, wait, 10:30, like that.
Yeah. But
it's not a no, but it would have to be the right Thursday with the right Friday.
Yeah.
Point though, man. That's late for me. I'll put it this way. Yesterday at this time, I was in bed. I'll just this is very late to me. I just drive the car.
One Friday.
Fucking stealing my shit, man. People just ripping my sayings now, man. God damn it, Dan. Why do you have to be the way you are? There's gonna be another Darwin thing coming soon.
Oh, nice. Yeah, he said he can't make it. But they're looking to move out of Florida. So if he moves back to the New York area, maybe next year's Beertuberpalooza.
I'll invite DeSantis.
We'll see. That's one of the reasons I think he wants to leave. Actually, how you doing, YouTubes? Hey, gang. You're my idol. I'm paying homage.
Yeah, well, fucking my PayPal. I fucking Venmo doesn't see that shit.
I tell you what, though, it was really sweet last year at Beertuberpalooza.
Homage don't feed the kid, man.
Homage don't pay the mortgage. it was cute. It was sweet, I should say. I won't say cute because Dan's not cute. He's masculine, manly. But it was really sweet. Dan, like, he was talking to me the first night of Beertuberpalooza last year, and he's just like, I'm like geeking out. Like, I watched Matt for like a really long time, and he's like right there. Oh, Ross, why you gotta do this to me, man? I'm trying to wind this down, and then Ross comes on, the better looking version of me, and look at Ross, man. You got the outfit. He's got the glasses. I could not pull off, but he pulls off perfectly. Oh,
in his little picture, I thought it was a picture of Putin, but that was
Putin wouldn't rock glasses like that.
Yeah,
he would not rock glasses like that.
I don't see enough murder and fucking poisonings.
No, yeah,
and accidentally pushing people out of fucking hospital windows.
Yeah, Ross is a little chiller than that. Yeah, little chiller vibe than that. He's more into like hiking and it's too funny. You're rocking the matching. That's what I'm saying. Like, you're like the better version of me. It's not fair that I have to look at what I would look like if I was handsome. Ross always said, yeah, right. Like, I mean, he is. He's just like, we got talking about this. This was a while ago. There was another a live stream we were doing, and Ross popped on, and I don't remember who it was. It was just like, they're like better looking version of you, and I'm like, well, thanks. I appreciate that. Yeah. I need another complex to deal with. But anyway, Ross, I hope you're doing really well, dude. I just actually this Saturday for my Cellar Saturday, I did the VSOJ because the last time I had it was at last year's Beertuberpalooza, and I've been waiting a year to drink the can I had, and phenomenal. So I appreciate you making that happen, dude. All right, can I go to bed now? Yeah.
I have one question.
All right.
And it's just for Jesse. You're coming to Beertuberpalooza?
Yeah. We were finalizing everything today.
Just wanted to confirm. So between the four of us, or the other three people here, does anybody have? I'm just curious. You could just say yes or no. You don't have to say anything. Does anyone have any crazy shit that they're bringing?
Yeah.
Like crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
What define crazy?
Just crazy.
But I don't have anything particular like picked out because this just kind of happened today where I kind of got the okay. So I'm kind of just I know
if you bring
the communication thing because it was
if you bring
as far as like I'm not bringing like
if you bring
Pliny the Elder type stuff.
Nah, we don't consider that crazy. We consider like weird shit you've never heard of that's like made with bacon water and hot dog sweat.
Oh, I can definitely bring a bacon beer if you guys want to try that.
Yeah.
There is a bacon Imperial Stout we have here.
Jesse, if you bring anything good from New Hampshire, that's a crazy beer.
Wow. Listen, Spyglass, enough said. Like they make enough. Ross is
what the
do Chugging Revolution like other half.
There's another brewery that's in New Hampshire, and I was like, "Holy shit, they're in New Hampshire."
There's a lot of them that are in.
There's some good breweries in New Hampshire.
Yeah.
In 1998, Bud Light.
In like 6 years ago, there were no good breweries in New Hampshire.
Well, there were, but it was
they were not as well known.
Well, Smutty is like the oldest one, but they no longer make great beers. They just make the average.
Oh, that's true.
See, that's the thing. If somebody brought a 1998 Bud Light, that would be awesome. I would love to review that fucking beer. Like I would love, yeah, dude. How fucking awesome would that be to do a fucking 35-year-old beer, man? Come on now.
I could get man. What's
1998 isn't 30. You mean 19?
Listen, I'm shooting from the hip. Old beer. I'm not. Don't hold me to 35 years. Listen. Oh, come on.
I don't remember the name of it, but there is they might, I don't know if they still have it at the bottle shop or not, but it was from 1999. I forget what the beer was.
Anybody interested in trying that one?
Is that a pepper beer?
Yeah, spicy bohemian.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay. Roasted jalapeno. Roasted jalapeno peppers.
Keith, leaning in the camera. Oh yeah.
Roasted counts as smoky to me.
So. No, it doesn't.
Sometimes.
Yeah, Ross. We're pumped.
Sometimes it comes across as smoky. Sometimes.
Yes, bring it, Bumpy.
I'm gonna make Keith do a mystery beer where I just pour liquid smoke in the glass and have him drink it.
Cameron, that's awesome, man. 95. Wow.
Whoa.
Cameron, you guys waiting for like a special occasion to pop it open? I mean, that's pretty cool. Bumpy, what's that one?
Bringing extra sexy back from.
Is it an ESB?
I call it Asland, but it's Aslan Beer Company.
Going back to you,
started
Keith,
getting them too just recently.
Keith, I didn't think of it.
Keith, Joe wants to know if you're holding out in the United States of America.
Liquid Smoke Stellar.
I swear I'm gonna start a series of that where I review a beer and then the same day I drop a video of me reviewing the same beer with a drop of liquid smoke.
Awesome.
Like 93 Lumbers, ... a touch of smoke. And it's like dude, if you go look at my old reviews, I did that shit. So me and my buddy Wade, we would open a bottle of like Sam Adams Triple Bock, and then we would drink a beer and then add a little Triple Bock to it and drink it and be like, is it better or not? And then we'd be like, oh, add a little Triple Bock to this and drink it and be like, is it better or not? It was like a touch of smoke to each thing.
Yeah, he's saving it for when his brewery opens, which should be next summer, fall. That's rad. Good on him. That makes me happy. That's awesome. Going back to your question, Keith, I wasn't thinking of anything. I don't think anything I'm bringing would fit that. No, but the thing that got back to me that Joe from the Beer Patrol was looking to have is something I'm happy to share with people. I think people will be into, but I don't think it's not like a crazy thing or a weird thing.
Well, I think that's what Keith's asking though.
Yeah,
I don't think he's asking like, is anybody bringing like fucking what's that, like a fucking Morning Delight or anything? He's like, is there something you're excited about that you're pumped for everybody to drink? That's the point. That's what he's saying. He's like not rare, like something
kind of just like a holy shit beer. Once you like look at it, like whether it is a rare beer or just like a beer that like is like an insanely good beer that's just like from like an unknown brewery, or like just like a
the jalapeno lager I just showed. Everybody that I've shared that with,
the lager, absolutely
loved it. But Bohemian Pilsner, so. Everybody's really loved it. So
Keith, again, we're on a family show,
yes,
so don't.
It's not Pornhub. We're not OnlyFans right now.
Yeah, so just keep everything under clothing and grunting and moaning to a minimum, please. There it is, perfect. Keith, what you need to do.
Okay, all right, hold on.
Keith, you got to mute yourself. Okay, there we go. Got that your system.
We're on 2 hours, Kyle.
We're on 2 hours. I gotta go
shut the shit down.
I gotta go do that too. All right, so thanks for watching. This was on several channels, so make sure you subscribe to Matt at Massive Beer Reviews, Jesse at Bumpy Roads, Keith at 93 Lumber. I'm Kyle at No Hype Beer Reviews. And if you want to get at us, you can certainly comment on the video itself or email or whatever. Yeah, some of us are on Instagram, Untab, wherever. If you want to reach out, hope everyone's doing well. This was a blast and a lot of fun, guys. I needed this. So, cheers, everyone.
Bye.
Cheers.